This is part 5 of me debunking Stephen Crowder's Karl Marx rebuttal. You can find links to his video and to the other parts of this video in the description below. Anyway, let's get back to debunking his video. No, Vladimir Lenin, who I do support, or would have supported had I lived at the same time, or whose ideals I at the very least do still try to uphold, would not have supported Bernie Sanders. Vladimir Lenin was very much against a democratic transition into socialism, as he felt if it kept the old parliament, it would still have much of the old corruption and likely fail. And he acknowledges that there were far more problems Marx attempted to solve than just the economy. If you want, you can read his book, The State and Revolution, which there's a free audiobook version of available on YouTube. In it, he addresses most of the flaws with social democrats, or socialist democrats. So, no, Lenin would not have supported Bernie Sanders. But anyway, yeah, to anyone watching this, social democrats actually aren't a good thing. What we do need is a likely violent revolution against our oppressors, not just a little bit of representation in their parliament.
A capitalist society are caused by that of overabundance. For example, we have an obesity problem here in the United States. We have such unfettered access to the widest variety of food the world has ever seen that, yeah, some people can choose to be fat. Yeah, it's an annoying problem in the United States. It results in broken scales, tight airplanes, seat squeezes, and plain and done. Communist Russia, China, Cuba, North Korea, they have bread lines. Take your bag. None shall interfere. Do as you please.
Korea's not communist. They're Juche. I'm tired of you people calling them communists. They're not. They're Juche, and there is a very big difference. And I'm pretty sure at this point you all know there's a difference. Or at least Crowder does, because if you look on his videos, there's comments explaining to him that there's a difference. And so furthermore, I want to remind you, all these obese people Crowder was just talking about, they're in the same country, and sometimes even same city, as other people who are starving to death. There's a starvation problem in the same nation that has an obesity problem. Does that explain to you how ridiculous it is to support capitalism? Also, in Cuba, there's actually free food. Yeah. Crowder gave absolutely no evidence for the School of Life's video being propaganda, no evidence for that claim whatsoever. He just made it, then kept going. I can't debunk his argument in this instance, because he makes no argument. Seriously. And then, as for communism building itself off the back of capitalism, that's true. I'll give him that. But do you know what? It's called the flow of history. Tribalism, it built itself off anarchism, the prior system of which it was an improvement on. Feudalism built itself off tribalism, the prior system of which it was an improvement on. Capitalism built itself off feudalism, the prior system of which it was an improvement on. And communism will build itself off capitalism, a prior system of which it is a vast improvement on.
I guess it depends. The most leisurely activity Russians ever engaged in was defecting. You about ready to get maced? Oh my god, don't forget he's defecting!
A sense of how bad American life is. There was literally a US soldier who defected to North Korea. You want to talk about people defecting? I think that if you're desperate enough to defect to North Korea, then life in the country you're defecting from has to be pretty bad. So, yeah. People who live in glass houses really shouldn't throw this many stones.
You about ready to get maced? Oh my god, don't forget he's defecting! Capitalism is bad. Marx didn't think that capitalists were evil. For example, he was acutely aware of the sorrows and secret agonies that lay behind bourgeois marriage. Marx argued that marriage was actually an extension of business, and that the bourgeois family was fraught with tension, aggression, and resentment, with people staying together not for love, but for financial reasons. Marx believed that the capitalist system forces everyone to put economic interests at the heart of their lives, so that they can no longer know deep, honest relationships. He called this psychological tendency commodity fetishism, Waren fetishismus, because it makes us value things that have no objective value. He wanted people to be freed from financial constraint, so that they could, at last, start to make sensible, healthy choices in their relationships. See, this is interesting, because a lot of people don't realize just how anti-marriage and traditional family Karl Marx was. Granted, yes, marriage is one of the greatest indicators we have of economic stability, wealth, and growth. It's also the biggest indicator we have available for health, longevity, and personal happiness. Here's where contrast is so important. Whereas Karl Marx sought to destroy the traditional family, the founding fathers in the United States were emphatic about it being the central building block to the American way of life. Why? Because before a municipal, state, or federal government, you had a moral level of self-governance within the family, one that led to a happier and, as Karl Marx has pointed out, more financially productive society. And
the founding fathers also wanted to build America off slavery. Also, no, Marx didn't want to abolish marriage or the family. He just wanted to make a few things. First, he wanted to allow sex outside of marriage, which, I mean, if you want to ban that because it says it's bad in the Bible, that would be what is known as a theocracy. Just saying. And second, he wanted to create a world where marriages weren't based so much on economic gain. If you look at it, the most common reason for divorce is financial. So, yeah. Marx wasn't trying to abolish marriage or the family. He was simply trying to make it more reasonable and healthy. Anyway, back to Crowder's ridiculous video.
governance within the family, one that led to a happier and, as Karl Marx has pointed out, more financially productive society. And that's why many of our marriage laws exist in the books to begin with. The 20th century feminist answer to the oppression of women has been to argue that women should simply be able to go out to work. But Marx's answer was more subtle. This feminist insistence merely perpetuates human slavery. The point isn't that women should imitate the sufferings of their male colleagues. It's that men and women should have the permanent option to enjoy leisure. And this is why modern social justice warriors like feminists are so far to the left. Is there anything more appealing to troglodytes like Prickly Puff than not getting married, which wasn't going to happen anyway, claiming that you're a strong woman while not working? Karl Marx was creating his fan base early.
Oh, and a sexist. Yeah, xenophobe, homophobe, racist, and sexist. Yeah, this guy has all of them. All them down. A part of me wants to give him the benefit of the doubt with this one and say that he's not a sexist, he just hates, like, third-wave feminists. So, like, maybe, but given what we've seen of him so far, I'm doubting that. Anyway, back to his video.
It's not that there are corrupt people at the top. This is true in any human hierarchy. But that capitalist ideas teach all of us to be anxious, competitive, conformist, and politically complacent. This is key. We'll get to the philosophy in a second, but I love how he skimmed over. Corruption at the top is seen in any hierarchy. It's a valid point, and one that unravels Karl Marx's central argument. Sure, in capitalism or free enterprise, there are no doubt some corrupt people at the top. In a true free enterprise system, that corruption is limited by the concept of competition. Now, invariably, when that corruption does occur, repeatedly and systematically, as you see with big banks, big energy, big unions, they can only do so when abetted by big government. Big banks are able to continually be corrupt. Why? Not because of capitalism, but because of a never-ending supply of big bailout funds from equally corrupt politicians. Now, at least you can still choose
Like Trump?
bank or credit union who never required bailouts to begin with. But let's change the scenario. The big corrupt government you and I both hate for bailing out big banks, now it is the bank. It is your only bank. It is also your only grocery store, your only phone provider, your only health insurance. That's communism.
It's not. Communism is abolishing that big government and creating a new government where everyone governs in turn and subsequently become accustomed to a system where, while all get to govern, no one is governed over. That is communism. I wish you would stop associating the glorious government that Marx proposed with the corrupt, nigh-fascist bourgeois government of the US regime. Back to Crowder's video.
Every communist regime ever, it leads to massive death and totalitarianism every time. So
Except Cuba.
Karl Marx acknowledged that in any hierarchy you will find corruption at the top. Why, oh why, would you want to hand over that top to a centralized government monopoly where no voluntary transactions are even necessary? Only the use of violent coercion. Marx was not a well-regarded or popular intellectual in his day. No, I can't imagine he was. He's not a respected intellectual today outside of your pot-smoking drum circle at college. Respectable, conventional people in Marx's day would have laughed at the idea that his ideas would remake the world. Yet just a few decades later they did. His writings became the keystone to some of the most important ideological movements of the 20th century.
Oh, yeah, also, this guy who himself is an alcoholic, yeah, he himself is actually an alcoholic, but he calls us pot smokers because, maybe some of us have tried weed or nutmeg. And again, this guy himself is an alcoholic. Yeah. Yep. Actually, alcoholic might be a bit of a stretch, but still, the fact that someone who drinks rather regularly calls us quote-unquote pot smokers is pretty offensive and ironic.
Corruption at the top. Why, oh why, would you want a violent coercion? Marx was not a well-regarded or popular intellectual in his day. No, I can't imagine he was. He's not a respected intellectual today outside of your pot-smoking drum circle at college. Respectable, conventional people of Marx's day would have laughed at the idea that his ideas would remake the world. Yet just a few decades later they did. His writings became the keystone for some of the most important ideological movements of the 20th century. But Marx was like a brilliant doctor in the early days of medicine. He could recognize the nature of the disease, although he had no idea how to go about curing it. Yes, Karl Marx was central to some of the biggest ideological revolutions of the century. Here they are. Yes, that one was very good. Oh, I like that one too. Wait, rewind. I thought I saw myself for a second. At this point in history, we should all be Marxists in the sense of agreeing with his diagnosis of our troubles. But all be Marxists in the sense of agreeing with his diagnosis of our troubles.
At this point in history, we should all be Marxists. I'm glad that there are people who recognize that, and I hope you do too. Thanks for watching, everyone. This concludes my series of debunking Stephen Crowder's quote-unquote Karl Marx rebuttal. See y'all next time.